What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and my last video that I made about the new legendaries in the Reaper of Souls beta got pretty popular pretty quick. I know a lot of people wanted to see stuff about the new legendaries, so I decided to make a second video showing some more legendaries and some more combinations and some things that I've seen that you can do with these legendaries. And like I said in the first video, and I'll leave a link in this video so you can check out the first video if you want, that has a bunch of other legendaries in it. But there's legendaries that you can use to kind of chain combinations together and make, like, kind of your own builds from these legendaries. And I'm going to start off with one of those combinations right now. Now, this first legendary right here, this is the new version of Andariel's Visage. Alright, so what you can see here, most of the general stats: cast a Poison Nova when you hit an enemy. That's every time you hit an enemy now, you're casting a Poison Nova around you. But as you can see, one of the drawbacks to this legendary has been 17% more fire damage taken. So you take, a certain percentage more fire damage. Now what I want to show you here, this next legendary is something you can combo together with it. So remember, 17% more fire damage taken. Here, word, prevent all fire damage taken and heal yourself for 25% of the amount prevented. So now, that 17% extra damage you would be taking, you're now converting into healing. So if you combo Andariel's Visage with this word, that extra fire damage actually turns into extra healing. So this is like one of the combinations that I'm telling you guys about, that you can stack like odd combinations that end up working out into amazing types of builds. Alright, so here, Avarice Band. Each time you pick up gold, increase your gold and health pickup radius by 1 yard for 10 seconds, and you can stack up to 30 times, so you can get 30 yards. Bone Shatter, heal for 5% of your missing life when you kill an undead enemy. It's alright. Boots of Disregard, gain 500 life regeneration per second, each second you stand still. So this effect stacks up to 8 times. So you can get up to 4,000 life regeneration. So this is basically just when you stand still, you're going to heal all of your life back up, and it's a way to kind of heal yourself without having to worry about potions. Now, speaking of potions, this is one of the new legendary potions. Now there are different potions now. They're legendary potions. Now this one instantly restores 60% of your life and increases your armor by 15% for 5 seconds. So that's pretty big right there. You get 15% armor and 60% of your health back. Now this is the new level 70 version of Bulkathos' Warrior Blood. As you can see, it's pretty much all the same there. I just wanted to show you guys a new version of this. Show you that the set changes really hasn't changed that much. Burst of Wrath. Killing enemies and destroying objects has a chance to grant 20% of your maximum primary resource. That's a way to continue to gain more of your resource. Cloak of Deception. Enemy missiles sometimes pass through you harmlessly. So that's almost like a smoke screen built into your cloak for demon hunters. So that's something that somebody might be interested in. Death's Bargain. Gain an aura of death that deals 1000% of your life per second to enemies within 20 yards. You no longer regenerate life. So if you take your life per second, now you're doing 10 times whatever your life per second is within 20 yards of you. Now if you can see with these pants right here, they already give you between about 550 to around 800 life per second. So let's say 700 life per second. You're now doing 7,000 damage per second within 20 yards of you. Everyone within 20 yards of you. So if you stack a bunch of items with life per second, you can do, tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of damage per second just by being near people with these. And then also, one of the sets that I've talked about in my first video that I really like is the Thorn set. And for those of you who don't know, the Thorn set adds a lot of, the individual pieces add Thorns damage, and then set bonuses add a bunch of Thorns damage, and then also makes your Thorn damage deal that damage to all enemies within 15 yards of you. So every time you get hit, you're dealing, tens and tens of thousands of damage to these monsters around you. So the more you get hit, you're doing damage within 15 yards of you. By standing near them with life per second with these pants, now you're also doing life per, damage around you per second. So if you stack the Thorns set with these, there's a potential to make a build where you really just need to be near people. All you need to do is just survive, and you can, if you just stack a ridiculous amount of life per hit in armor, and then life per second, and your thorns damage, you can kill people just by being near them. And it may not be the most viable build or the best, most efficient build, but it's something that could be fun. Something where you just run around and you just watch people die just by being near them. It's something to change it up, and that's something that I hope to try out once this game gets released, and if I can get some of these items. So here's a Crusader Flail that doesn't have a name yet. Casting Justice, increase your movement speed by 20% for 2 seconds. Illusionary Boots, you may move unhindered through enemies. So now you can just run through enemies. It's basically like having Smoke Screen, but for any class, and you can just run through people. So if you get trapped around people, you can just run through them now. That's pretty helpful for people who need to survive, especially any hardcore characters. Insatiable Belt, picking up a health globe increases your maximum life by 5% for 15 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. So every time you pick up a health globe, you're increasing your max life by 5%, and that can stack up to 5 times. You get 25% extra maximum life just by picking up globes. Here's a Crusader Flail. Killing an enemy while Judgment is active reduces the cooldown of Judgment by 2 seconds. So you can, every time you kill an enemy, you're reducing your cooldown by 2 seconds, so you can keep casting Judgment. It's kind of a way to get like a perma Judgment, kind of to say. You can basically just eliminate the whole cooldown on Judgment by using this flail. Mirror Shield, you take 50% less damage from blocked attacks. I mean, that's pretty important, especially for the Crusader, who blocks a lot of skill or attacks. Although this shield can be used by any class, and then there's another shield for the Crusader that comes up later here. Overwhelming Desire, there's a chance on hit to charm the enemy, and while charmed, the enemy takes 35% more damage. So there's a chance that when you hit an enemy, they will join your team basically and start attacking other enemies around them, and they'll take 35% more damage. So Pride's Fall, your resource costs are reduced by 30% after not taking damage for 5 seconds. Something that might benefit a Demon Hunter a little bit. Here's the shield I was telling you about. The Crusader Shield Salvation. Blocked attacks heal you and your allies for the amount blocked. So the amount that you block, and like I said, you can stack stuff that makes your block chance huge. You can block a lot. Heals you and your allies for the amount that gets blocked. So every time you block, not only are you taking less damage, but you're actually healing you and all of your allies. So that's something that's going to be very helpful for a Crusader who's like a team-oriented Crusader who wants to help tank for all his friends around him. Sanguinary Van Braces, chance on hit to deal 1000% of your Thorns damage to nearby enemies. So here is another combination that I was telling you about. If you add this legendary right here to your Thorns set, so not only are you doing your Thorns damage to everyone around you, now when you get hit, you are dealing 10 times what your Thorns damage is to everyone around you. There's a chance every time you get hit. And as you can see, this adds Thorns damage to it between 1,500 to 2,000, with it. Plus you can get Thorns from all these different items. Plus you get Thorns from the Thorns set. So now you're doing Thorns to everyone around you, and there's a chance that you get hit to deal 10 times your Thorns to everyone around you. So Thorns alone, you can almost make an entire build around it that will just kill people by getting hit. And like I said, it might not be the most efficient, but it's something that's going to be fun. It's something that I'm going to definitely try out, because it's going to change up the way that you do this. You're not just going to have one build that you can try, and you can keep all these legendaries and keep making new builds and changing up the way that you play, and it'll keep people more interested for a lot longer. So here's the Schaefer's Hammer is the same as before, 30% chance to be protected by lightning when you're hit. Here's the Shenlong set from the Monk. As you can see, nothing's really changed. You have a chance to hurl a ball of pure energy when attacking when you have both pieces of the set. The Shoulder Pads and Health Globes restore 20% of your primary resource, so that's kind of like the Wizard passive. That'll help you regenerate your primary resource. Sky Cutter, you can see it's the same thing, chance to summon angelic assistance. Slorax Madness. Now this is a one-hand for the Wizard, This wand finds your death humorous. Now, I'm not entirely sure what that means, but something tells me that, almost that you're not gonna die. When you die, it's like maybe you just hear laughter. I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna work, but something about this screams hardcore character, because if you're not gonna die, you strap this on a hardcore character, all of a sudden, you're invulnerable. So when I find out more about this legendary affix, I'll definitely let you guys know. So in Soul Smasher, when you kill an enemy, it explodes for 500% of your life per kill as damage to all enemies within 20 yards of you. You no longer benefit from your life per kill. So if you get a bunch of life per kill, now when you're killing people, you're doing 5 times that to everyone around you. Once again, another build that you can potentially make to change things up again. Here's a two-hander, 100% chance on melee attacks to throw a piercing axe at a nearby enemy for 100% weapon damage. So now this is basically just like the barbarian skill Frenzy with sidearm, where you have like a 25% chance to throw an axe at a nearby enemy. Well, now you have a 100% chance, and what this does is you no longer have to take Frenzy now, sidearm, your pet for the rune. Now you can, if you're using Frenzy with this weapon, you can stick with Frenzy but choose a different rune. Whichever rune you choose, whichever fits your build and your playstyle. So this is another way for Blizzard to change up what, because like the highest single enemy DPS for a barbarian has always been Frenzy with sidearm. That's what it is. So now you're basically getting sidearm anyway, so you can use Frenzy and another rune, or you can even use Bash or Cleave or some other skill that you want to use, and you will still have the weapon, the axe to the side, but you can use different skills. And this is another way for them to switch up builds so that not every barbarian has the same 6 skills. String of Ears here. Now you can see there's no legendary affix on this build, on this belt, but at the bottom of the primary stats you can see 1400 life per hit. So now we have a belt that is adding life per hit. So that now that lifesteal isn't going to work anymore once you hit level 70, life per hit is huge. And now we have a belt that's going to give us life per hit, so that's going to be pretty big. Butcher Sickle, there's a 20% chance to drag enemies to you when you're attacking. Removes the cooldown of 7-sided strike. So now you can spam 7-sided strike as a monk. You can build entire builds around that. That's going to be huge for monks. Chance on hit to pull enemies towards your target and slow them. So that's a way to kind of group all your enemies together. Prevent all cold damage taken and heal yourself for 25% of the amount prevented. They have a ring for each one of the elements here. So whichever element you seem to struggle with, you can you just put that ring on, now you'll heal. 300 spear. Here you can see it's pretty much the same as before, except now there is a chance to stun built in to the weapon. So it has nothing to do with your skills. There is just a chance to stun. And this is only level 60, so at level 60 it can scale up to 2.6%. At level 70, who knows what it can scale up to. Let's say you get up to, what if it could get up to 10% chance to stun on hit? Just one out of every 10 hits is going to stun your target without any of your skills doing a stun. So that's something that could be very good, depending on what your build style is and your play style. Chance on hit to blast your enemy with lightning and slow its attack speed and movement speed. This effect jumps to additional enemies, so it's kind of like crowd control built into your weapon. 49% chance to cause a shock pulse to erupt from your enemies when you hit them. Chance to cast Inner Sanctuary when you're hit. Now you're casting Inner Sanctuary on yourself if you're a monk here. That might even work for other classes. I'm not entirely sure if that's only for the monk. So we'll see how that works. Increase the duration of stun effects by 50%. Now that's pretty big here. You almost take an extra half on top of whatever your stun is, and you're stunning enemies for a lot longer. Removes the resource cost of Tempest Rush. So now you can, another combination here, there's pants that increase your resource regeneration and your damage by 25% while you're moving. So with this staff, your Tempest Rush costs nothing, so you can just infinite perma Tempest Rush, and you do 25% extra damage while you're doing that, and you're generating 25% more of your resource costs while you're going through them. So that's another build changing staff for the monks. 25% chance for enemies killed by frost damage to release a Frost Nova. So now you have a Frost Wizard that you can build with this offhand here. Cooldown of Rain of Vengeance is reduced by 1 second for every enemy that you kill. And that's not with Rain of Vengeance. That's every time you kill an enemy, Rain of Vengeance is reduced by 1 second. So now you can get your Rain of Vengeance back pretty quickly, and you can almost spam that depending on how quickly you're able to kill, your monsters. Excuse me. So this is the new Zunamasa String of Skulls. As you can see at the bottom, when you get 4 of the set, your Fetish Army lasts until they die. And there's also a legendary that increases your pet attack speed by 100%, so they do twice as much damage because they're attacking twice as often. So now you have a Fetish Army that lasts until you die, or until they die, that is doing a lot of damage. So yeah, that's 40 legendaries right there, guys. A lot of different build combinations. I'm sorry if this video drug on a little bit. It did take a little bit longer than I expected it to. But there's a lot of legendaries that I want to go over. I'm really excited about all these new things. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comments about these new legendaries. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this. Please subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all my new videos. I'm going to be covering more legendaries and more builds and different things once I get more information on them. Please like the video if you guys liked it and enjoyed it. And like I said, I want to know what you guys think about this, so please let me know. Leave me comments, send me messages, however you want to get in contact with me, let me know. And thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.